You want to give it a go? Yeah. Alright. So basically, we got this yoke right here.
Okay.
This controls your side to side, up and down, and then this throttle controls your airspeed. We're set up for that runway right there. You're gonna come in and land on that.
Okay.
You got this? Alright. So I'm gonna unpause it. I want you to just put your nose right at that first strap. You're gonna push forward on it.
Even more forward?
That looks perfect right there.
Regional airlines are usually where you have to go first. So they have the same technical legal requirements, all the airlines. You have to have your 1,500 hours and your ATP license. So when you get your 1,500, you go to an airline and then they're going to train you on your airline training for airline transport pilot. That's ATP. Now, usually you can't go to the majors first, you have to go to regionals. Now, those ones are like SkyWest. Have you ever been on a Delta flight, American, United, and have you ever been on like one of the little planes that have like 2 seats on a side? That's a regional flight. So those will be flights from like here to Idaho Falls or St. George. A lot of those shorter flights are going to be operated by regional carriers like SkyWest on a contract basis. So it might say Delta on the side of the plane still, but it's operated by SkyWest or Horizon or Envoy, and there's a bunch of different companies that do it. So you usually have to go to one of them first for 1,000 hours at the airline. Once you hit that, you can usually move up to a major like Delta, United, American, etc.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. My name's Roscoe. I'm one of the mechanics here at Axiom slash inspectors. So I did a program up at Utah State. They've got a 2-year program, kind of like for the basic certification, and then a 4-year like bachelor's program. So like on your car, you don't really have to be certified to work on your car. I mean, it's good to be certified, you know, but not required. But like on a plane, you have to be certified through the FAA to work on the plane. Like if, in the future, if you ever get your own airplane and want to do some work on your plane, the pilot can, for example, like change tires, change the oil, change spark plugs, general stuff like that, you know. But if you want to do any more in depth, you have to become certified. And you do that through mostly like Utah State University or SLIC, if you know what, SLIC, Salt Lake Community College. They have a program, and there's a school in southern Utah that does it as well. Or you can actually work in a shop, like as an apprentice for a couple of years, and then you go take the tests and become certified. So each aircraft every year has to be inspected. It's an annual inspection just to make sure they're safe. So we're looking for anything worn or damaged or corroded. Any guesses on the age of this airplane?
What'd they say over there? Wasn't it like 50? 50?
Close, yeah, close to 50.
50 years.
So if you saw like
70s, it's a 70s model maybe?
77.
Okay.
Yep. So if you ever saw like an old car going down the road that's 50 years old, it might be rusted out kind of, unless it's been redone, you know. But these airplanes actually,
They look nice.
airplanes keep a lot better than cars too, because they're mostly aluminum. Aluminum doesn't really corrode or rust like steel does. This one was actually just painted.
It does look good.
This is the front of the engine, the prop would hook up right here. The air is going to come in through these holes. Can't see those tiny holes in the front of that work. And it's going over these cylinders and directing itself over each one so it keeps itself cool. And then it's going to get all the way back to here and then go through these fins, cool the oil, and then it's going to get shot through the system while it's going back through the system. You also have an air intake. This one doesn't have it on it right now, but remember the air intake is right here. So you got a big old air filter, and it sucks in all the air, and you have the intake tubes and everything. Exactly. So, yeah.
So we have our primary flight control, so your ailerons, your stimulator back here, and your rudder. They're basically how we control basically the entire plane. Just plain and simple. We also have secondary flight controls, so our flaps right here. These guys will move down based off whatever setting we want them to be at, as well as our trim. So if you look back here, we have this little tab back here that moves with the elevator or stabilizer. This is called an anti-servo tab. It basically will move based off whatever setting we put it, and it will stay at a specific pitch based off where this is at. So you see how it's moving with it? Rudder basically controls our yaw. You guys know about yaw yet? Yeah, so controls our yaw of the aircraft. This one controls our pitch, and the other one controls our roll.
Long story short, my dad owned a grocery store, and I wanted to fly airplanes. So I started with one airplane and a tie down. We didn't even have an office space, we just had a lobby. So I would walk through and would teach people in the lobby, and then we ended up moving into here. We had the upstairs. We only had like 10 square feet upstairs that we had our first office in, and we could fit a desk, and the simulator was about the space we had. Then just started blowing up like crazy. Went from one plane to 2 to 3. Got airline partnerships, and then just kept buying planes. And so yeah, that's kind of my story.
And so how many years ago was that you started from?
So I went to ATP. It was a 6-month program, which I don't suggest. That was 7 days a week, Saturdays, Sundays. Like I think I took like Christmas Day off, not even like Christmas Eve. I think I still went flying. So I did the program in 6 months, and then I started this in July of 2015. And so I've been in business coming up on 10 years. Okay. So yeah, it's been a wild ride, but we're killing it now with all the right partnerships, the best freaking mechanic. Like he said, these planes are older, but he takes the best care of them and checks every single thing. If there's one issue we don't go fly, we'll call Roscoe and he'll fix it. So I definitely thought about, going to the airlines, but I just love teaching. I love being home every night. I've got access to planes if I ever want to go fly somewhere. It's a ton of fun.